touch that camera cord, that USB hub thing over there is so loose that if you just touch the cord, it messes up.
You can't lean back. You keep bunking.
All right, we back. We already got thumbs up.
Hi
Hey,
again.
hello, Helen. Sorry about that. I can't touch. I have like a little 4 USB plug thing over here on the base of my headset holder. And I guess the USB ports are so janky loose that if you just as much as touch the cord, it disconnects the camera. And I guess that's what happened was I touched it trying to figure out what was going on with the sound.
I need the mouse.
You need the mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to go to live chat again. Hi, Bubba. Hi. You need a toenail clipping. You need a toenail clipping. You got long toenails. And they hurt when you jump up on us and claw us with them. Yeah. And they shouldn't hurt when they jump up and claw us. Ah. Oh. So apparently you can't have a 5G phone near a mic because it makes weird staticky noises. Learned a new thing tonight.
Hi, Beth. Welcome back. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Amber's always got these fun facts.
I was just reading chat.
Oh, you're reading chat. Okay. See, I can't see chat from here. If I'm diamond painting, I can't see chat because chat is behind me and to my left.
It's not on my thumbs up. It's not on my save.
You just have to go to my channel and it'll be there. Part 2.
Oh, shoot.
I hear you.
I'm ready for bed and it's only 10:20.
I'm not ready for bed yet.
That's because I haven't eaten anything. That's why.
I say that while I'm yawning. I'm not ready for bed yet. I'm never ready for bed this early, though.
Want French fries.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen tonight. Because Publix is closed. Target is closed. Walmart is closed.
I bet you never see Walmart open 24 hours ever again.
Hi, Diamond Queen 2020. Oh, Mom found her way back.
Yeah.
Took her long enough.
Well, I can't help you. I'm challenged.
Only a little.
Right?
Beth said Dave had a fun fact that time.
Oh, yeah, I had the things you learn.
The more you know, the more you don't want to know, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Like watching some of those videos we watched today about
Oh my God.
the way Gen Zers think. Ugh.
I like it. Every time I watch something on YouTube, I
Sad part is I am a Gen Z.
No, you're not.
93. Oh, I'm millennial.
You're a millennial.
That's still sad.
Millennials are good compared to Gen Zers. Gen Zers are just stupid.
I'm a Gen X, right?
Yes, we are Gen X. The greatest generation.
Yeah. Mommy, there goes some scrambled eggs. Yeah, I bet that's always.
Stop.
It's a again.
Yeah, Beth, and even a lot of them aren't. But I'm willing to bet we will never see 24-hour Walmart again.
No, because the coronavirus only happens after 10 o'clock.
Well, that, and I think they've discovered since the pandemic started, they've been closing earlier every night, like closing at 10 o'clock. I think Walmart as a corporation has discovered that their operating costs are so much lower, and yet their profits are still up where they were before, that they'll just stop doing 24 hours.
Congratulations.
Are you still getting tested weekly? Because if so, that's dumb, but I understand, I guess.
Instead of
Well, she
batteries,
doesn't
please.
hurt now.
Never mind,
That's
got
why I
to
said
say
that's
later.
dumb, but I understand it, I guess.
Right.
We have definitely.
That's right, Beth.
You guys suck, you Gen X's. I'm totally kidding.
We made the first cell phones.
We made Atari.
We made
Yes.
I was about to say something really offensive.
We made Atari and the NES and
We made video. We made the
No.
computers.
Yeah, my generation, yes, full of them.
yeah, well, a lot of that comes down to
Internet.
teaching and how they were taught and brought up compared to
See, I would just show my card. I wouldn't get tested every time, but that's just me personally. But I understand why you feel like you need to. I tested positive on October 21st, so I had to test negative. You mean September 21st? So I had to test.
she came back in time.
Before going.
She came back from the future.
Are you a time traveler?
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
She just returned back from the future.
I
so
understand.
she knows that she's going to test positive on October 21st because she was there when it happened, and now she came back again.
Time travel. Yes.
Right, Marty.
We're just flipping your shit. We knew what you meant, honey.
Yeah, like I said, I knew what you meant, honey.
Get that DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour.
McFly. I was just thinking McFly.
Does it bother you that sometimes the canvas has, like, it's not cut out properly, like this right here? Does that bother you?
Where it's off kilter.
Oh yeah, it always has.
So what we're doing is trimming it up.
And you know, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is this new stupid Gen X thing where they always say, "Okay, boomer." I'm not a boomer. That was my grandparents.
That was my mother.
Or well, my parents, I guess. Yeah. My parents were boomers. Well, no. Yeah.
Why do we do this? Why do we do that? Sorry.
And to me, that's just plain disrespectful to somebody. I was always taught respect your elders.
Okay, boomer. That's just dumb and rude and disrespectful. Sadly, most of my generation is. all of the
And it's not necessarily your generation, it's these Gen Zers, the generation after yours.
What is my children's? They're
They're-
11 and 15.
They're Gen Z.
Gen Z. Hopefully they won't be as stupid as. Shut up, Amber.
Gen Z are the kids of millennials, and Gen X is the parents of the parents of millennials.
Well, the
Shoot,
only
my
thing
kids,
that I
my
worry
kids'
about with
generation screwed.
The only thing I worry about with this generation is the fact that they're electronically babysat.
That's
Like, literally.
Like I
babysat.
said,
and that's like that one guy we were watching in a video earlier today, just before we went live, before Amber came home. I was watching a video of a guy that was going around to college campuses and reading off quotes that were done by political people running for office back in 2020.
Totally misconstrued.
And of course, every single one of them taking it out of context, saying, "Oh yeah, Trump was so bad when he said that. Trump was so bad when he said that." And come to find out, it wasn't Trump that said any of it. It was people on the opposite side running against him.
Or he said it sarcastically.
And they asked this one guy, and none of those quotes were said by him. That was the whole point. They were basically tripping them up on purpose, making them think that they were, not telling them who it was said by and letting them jump to their own conclusion. And then by telling them, hey, that was the people that was running against him,
Right.
the opposite side.
and of course they go, no, that was not.
Oh no, they were like, oh well, everybody's a hypocrite sometimes, like it was excusable now.
Right.
But not if Trump said it.
Yeah, but then but one of them became really self-aware really quick, and he was like, and this is the problem with our society and why the young generation, the technologically astute generation that's starting out with Facebook at 10, 12 years old, is, the guy said it, he says, all of my political opinions come from Twitter. I form all of my political opinions based on Twitter.
That's where all of his information.
And I'm like, no wonder you're so messed up in the head.
Right?
If Twitter is your only news source,
You're fudged.
yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just check out now.
And the problem is that's what generations from here on out are going to be like. And then you watch that movie Idiocracy, and it's a documentary. It's a prophetic film. It's prophecy.
I used to say when I watched Star Trek, I would say, boy, that's going to be factual soon. Because if you think about it, when Star Trek was on TV, our flip phones looked like their tricorders. You know?
Mm-hmm. Either the guy that wrote Idiocracy was a freaking genius
Or a time traveler.
and knew and had some kind of a forethought into this is what our society is heading towards, or it was just a crazy coincidence that it's heading that direction very quickly.
There's mac and cheese up there. You don't want anything cheesy. I was just trying to think what else was up there.
Nothing.
I know. Sorry.
said, I asked my daughter one question while she was in school. She was really liberal, and I asked her, okay, say you studied hard every night, gave up a lot of extracurriculars, and worked your butt.
No, ma'am.
Worked your butt
I
off
want
and got an
my
A.
A.
Now say Kevin over there jerked
No.
around every day and got an F. Do you want to give half of your grade up so he can get a C? No,
Hell to the no.
no.
I've worked for mine. I have failed.
Yeah, there was a professor that tried that. All the kids were talking about how
Great, not
socialism
fair.
worked, and socialism was such a great thing because it just made it fair for everybody. And yet it got blown up in the face because he did just that. He averaged the entire class's grades together and gave them all the same grade based upon the grade point average of the entire class.
Great on
And the
curve.
ones that did work their asses off weren't happy about it. It's like, hey, we worked for that. And he's
Why
like,
should
well,
we
now you know
carry
why
everybody
socialism don't work.
Why should we carry everybody else, right?
I guess my biggest problem with the Gen Zers is all of these labels. They want to label themselves. They want to label everybody. They want to label each other. They all want to go by their labels and their preferred pronouns and all of this crap that is not necessary.
Either you have a wiener or you don't.
It really isn't necessary. Not even going that far into it, it's not that necessary. Everybody wants to be labeled as something. And then everything you say is labeled as some kind of ism.
Race.
Racism, sexism, ableism.
Stupidism. Oh.
And I'm like, why do you want to label everybody as something? Why do you always have to find fault in something everybody says? Why are you so offended by everything somebody says? It's like,
That offends me.
I'm sorry. I'm not in control of your feelings. And it's not my responsibility to be in control of somebody else's feelings. And how they
Right.
react to the things I say is not my responsibility. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, that's the way the world works. That's why I don't go out of my way to keep from offending people. I mean, I say what I'm going to say. I don't use racist words because I'm not a racist person. So I don't spout slurs at people. But
If you're going to act like I'm going to call you one.
I've seen things that people have called racist that are just everyday things that have been said all the time, and they're not demeaning to anybody, but one person goes out and says, that was a racist thing, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon and says, yeah, that was racist. Yeah, that was racist. Let's cancel that person. Why? Because he hurt your feelings?
I'm sorry. My wieners. Just saying.
I often said I was going to start a podcast. I don't think I have a good radio voice for podcasts. But I always thought I would start a podcast kind of like just talking about the way I think of things, opinions,
Viewpoint. Call it point of view with Dave.
I mean, basically, if you want to hear my point of view, listen to Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino, and you'll hear pretty much what my point of view is on most things, because they say word for word what I would say.
I'm so ready for bed. Beth says, "You're fine, Dave. Your voice is perfectly fine."
But I thought about doing it, but I don't know the first thing about starting a podcast.
Well, you
I-
got your mic.
I'd probably need to get better mic equipment than this one, though.
I don't.
Probably, actually.
Most of them,
Well, I thought that one was a new one.
it's a new one. I bought it at Five Below.
Oh, I did.
It's not a top of the line podcasting mic.
Uh-oh.
No yawning. I have to go in and work.
Sorry. I just got off work, so that's why I'm yawning. That I haven't ate much today.
I have not listened to CJ Pearson this year since he's been back to school.
Hmm.
Need to hear what he has to say. I haven't listened to him since last year at some point. Well, during the summer, I think I turned him on once or twice when I was driving down to Birmingham, sitting at the airport.
I'm not sleepy. I'm popping a Zell.
He's popping his zip.
From the single, it looks like your eyes are closed because you're looking down. That's why I had to say, no sleeping. Just for the needs. She must
Behind
be.
me.
Oh, because she must be in on your bed.
So when does the retreat start? I know it's soon.
This weekend, I think.
This
Is it
weekend?
4 days, I think that's what he said.
Ah. Well, I hope y'all have fun, everybody that's going to the retreat this year. We weren't able to do it this year. Maybe next year.
I had the opportunity to, because I had signed up and everything. I just didn't have money
Hmm.
to put down on it.
Or did your name come up on the list?
I told you about it.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna
That's
go
right.
by myself, but then I didn't have a way, and I didn't have money, so
Maybe we'll get to go next year. All of us.
Maybe.
No, Helen, he's not back to work yet, but he's still working on it.
No, I got I had an interview Friday that went very well. And the end of the conversation
So
was,
it starts Thursday.
let's move forward with this. You'll be receiving an offer of employment letter in the mail on he said either by the end of the day today, which is about a half hour from after I talked to him, or on Monday.
Aww.
Oh,
I
What?
appreciate that, Beth.
What's that?
She said I would have come and gotten you, Amber.
Oh,
I didn't have the 300 and something to put down on it though, and nothing in the blessing box. I didn't have anything. It was kind of I needed to get away from Dave. I'm gonna put my offer in and go from there type thing at that moment when I did do it. We're good now.
I'm going to get away from Dave.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go to the retreat.
Oh.
Because at that moment I needed to get the fuck away from you.
Oh.
This is when we had our little.
I know that. I know that's when you put it in. I just didn't know that was your reasoning behind why you did it.
I needed me time. I didn't get my me time, but we're good. No, it's all right. Next time. Fingers crossed for Dave.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a pretty good job. And I'm getting in on the ground floor of their presence here in town. So that's kind of promising because I'm one of the first ones they've hired in Tuscaloosa, and they're just launching here in town. So
Oh yeah, Beth.
so I'm getting in on the ground level there, which means there's all kinds of room for moving up and growth there. And it's a good startup company. They're in a lot of cities around the country already. They're those electrical rental scooters, and they also have some bicycles. They're like teal and black colored, called VO.
They're really big on the West Coast.
Yeah, well, it's green. It's part of the green initiative thing, but
Because this is a college town, I see it taking off rather well.
so yeah, they're launching here probably within the next couple weeks. But they have to get all their product in, and it all has to be built when it comes in. So I'll be on the ground level of that. As soon as they come in, I'll help build them with a contingent crew from Los Angeles at the headquarters. They're going to come down and help get everything set up and get the operation running here, and then they're going to go back. Well, the guy that interviewed me is actually going to be moving here from Los Angeles to take over the head of this facility here. But between where I'm starting at and where he's at, there is plenty of growth in between.
Yes, Beth, that's exactly. They ran all over the city, and he's going to probably go retrieve them and fix them and, put them back in their hot spots. Things of that nature.
Well, primarily, I'm going to be mechanic. I applied for the field operations specialist, which is the guy that goes out in the van and picks up, say somebody picked one up down in on the strip where it's really busy, and they used it to get like halfway across town to some apartments somewhere, and it's nowhere near an area where it would be used again by anybody. I would go out and pick it up from there and take it back to where it's busier and where it has a better chance of being used. But talking to the guy, he saw that I have a degree in electronics engineering. And he said, so how open would you be to being a mechanic? I said, they're electric scooters, right? He says, yeah. I said, I could probably fix them. And he said, would that be something you'd be interested in? I'm like, yeah, of course. Plus the mechanic is a higher paying position. So he actually wants to, he's excited about me coming in on the mechanic part of it and being able to fill in as the field operations specialist. So that way I'm kind of do a dual role thing, but primarily I'll be the mechanic. When they're broken down completely, they get brought back into the warehouse and I fix it there and send it back out.
Not everywhere, but in major cities there is.
Where like little shopping strips and things like that would be.
Yeah, Beth, those are.
You dumbass, that was me. Quit. Quit. Bella.
Hi, Jamie.
But yeah, those are the they're the ones that are like teal and blue colored, and they have the word VO written on them. And yeah, they're all over the cities, or they're usually in the busy part of the cities, like the downtown areas and stuff. And yeah, you walk up to them, you have an app on your phone, you walk up to them and you like scan the QR code on that scooter, and you have to have credits in your account, but then it just starts like charging you credit for however far you take it away or however long you have it or whatever. I don't know how that works, but I've never actually rented one. But yeah, that's.
Jamie, you missed the death of Dave about
Oh.
an hour and a half ago.
Oh, that was bad.
On our first part.
Yeah. I'm still feeling it.
I did.
She just spoke to her.
I just spoke to her too.
Sorry. My bad. I'm half awake here.
Oh. Hi. Can I help you?
Maybe.
On a double cheeseburger, large fry, large orange drink.
You know what? I don't drink orange drinks anymore at McDonald's.
I used to.
Oh, I did. I used to drink it back when the super sizes first came out.
Mid-90s.
Yep. Well, no, it was actually late. It was late 80s, early 90s. They had super size. They'd just come out when I was
Oh
in high
my
school.
gosh, Jamie. I'm sorry, honey.
One days with a fever. Damn it.
She got COVID. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that it didn't. Whoop that egg. Whoop that egg.
Well, it wasn't COVID that tried to kill me, but that did.
Fuck you too. My sister still carries oxygen because of it. She's got an compromised immune system. She'll probably always carry it.
That orthodontic wax is not that great. I mean, it worked good beginning. Now I won't even pick up a drill.
Let me see your pen. You've placed a lot of drills.
Yeah, but my Beth mud, I can do a whole section.
What symbol is this?
The hourglass.
It's picking them up fine. No, it's not.
Told him.
I'm baptizing blue dots and I don't reckon. Except for if they're ABs, it kind of stick a little too much. But that's when I get it dirty.
Oh. Mm. Yeah. Don't burp.
Right?
That's lesson 2 learned tonight. Yeah. Yeah, see, it works just fine when it's fresh. It doesn't last that very long.
It smells minty.
I would hope so, because I wouldn't want to put that nasty shit in my mouth on braces if it didn't have a minty fresh taste or smell.
My son brought it home from this high school. Everyone in my house got it at the same time. I just got the worst end of it. Up in the hospital, it was rough. I had a good friend checking in. Oh, Amber, you're amazing.
Aww. She is.
I didn't check on you as much as I should have, but I figured most of the time you were probably resting.
Girl. And y'all keep my daughter in your thoughts. Without going into detail, we'll just say that somebody she was very close to passed away without warning and without knowing it was going to happen.
It was not COVID.
And it wasn't COVID, and it wasn't an accident, or it was an accident, but it wasn't like a car accident. But the sad part is that Charity and her were
Aw, I love you, Jamie.
very close, and unfortunately, due to somebody else, Charity and her last conversation was an argument,
And it's eating her.
and it's really eating her up really bad, and she's taking it really hard. So y'all can just keep her in your thoughts.
The memorial service was yesterday. She said she tried to reach out and give the daughter a hug, and the daughter just walked away mad.
Oh,
I'm like, honey, she loves you. You just got to give her space. She just lost her mom. She doesn't have her father either. You just love her through it. She goes, I'm trying to. But she doesn't want nothing to do with me. I'm like, it's okay. You could still love her. Just give her space. She'll come back.
I wonder if the daughter blames Charity for it.
Quite possibly, but it's not Charity's fault at all that mom did that. I'm not going to say nothing right now because you didn't give all the details. But
Yeah.
That's her choice. She did it to herself. Accidental or on purpose, she did it to herself. I don't
Yes.
feel sorry one bit. And I don't blame anyone but the lady.
Mama. Choices we make.
And I know Charity feels a little bit of guilt too, and I told her she shouldn't.
Consequences.
Don't feel guilty